Testosterone? What do you mean? All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T. I've heard about Nugenix. That really works? Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text DANDY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text DANDY to 42424. That's DANDY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Howdy, folks. Bob Baumhower here. Whether you're planning a tailgate party at the game, cheering for your favorite teams at home, or at your local Baumhowers with your family and friends, we're here to make your football party legendary with our party-ready tray selections. From our always fresh buttermilk fried chicken tenders to the homemade Nana's chicken salad, and of course, our fresh, never frozen, award-winning buffalo-style chicken wings. Baumhower's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Conference USA is bringing its premier basketball event back to the Rocket City. Don't miss the 2025 Conference USA Basketball Championships, March 11th through the 15th at the VBC Probst Arena, featuring 20 men's and women's basketball teams playing 18 games with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. Find out who's going to be putting on their dancing shoes. Tickets as low as $40. Visit Ticketmaster.com today to experience Conference USA hoops in the Rocket City, March 11th through 15th.
We are your home for March Madness.
Moulton on top, Garcia for three. Garcia, his ninth free of the year, forges an 86 on top.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
I'm just curious. Why you wanna hit it again? Tell me why you're not coming.
60% chance you don't graduate, and there was only a 60 to 65. They've been going up chance for you to graduate anyway. So there you go.
All right, we do have Lenny Acuff scheduled at 5:40, so let's go ahead and take an early timeout, and we'll let you hear from Bruce Pearl and what he had to say to the media afterwards and why they didn't cut down the nets, even though they are the 1 seed and captured the regular season title down there on the Plains. We're live here from Baumhower's Victory Grill.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhower again. Baumhower's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhower's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof, not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hey, do you have heating and air issues as the springtime starts to roll around? Hey, there's just one name you need to know. Talent Heating and Air. #1 heating and air business right here in the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, we're locally based. If you call, you're going to get somebody based in Huntsville. Mentioned in spring earlier, we can actually do indoor air quality products, so we can help alleviate those allergy problems you're having in your house.
All right, Thomas from Talent Heating and Air, give them the number that when they call, somebody live and local will pick up.
That's 256-503-4490.
And you can always head to the World Wide Web and find Talent Heating and Air, and you guys will still respond.
That's talenthvac.com. If you don't want to talk to a person right away, you can fill out a form on there and get scheduled for a visit.
That's Talent Heating and Air. They're live, they're local. It's Talent Heating and Air.
AL certain number 21014.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Triad Properties Corporation is a multidisciplined real estate investment and operating company, offering acquisition, development, equity and debt financing, asset and property management, and more. Jim Kaplan is the principal broker for Triad Properties, and over his 25 years as a real estate broker, he's handled all facets of commercial real estate. Whatever your commercial real estate needs, Jim Kaplan and Triad can help. Call or text Jim Kaplan at 256-508-6666 or log on to triadproperties.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
We've officially hit championship week. We're not only your home for March Madness, which actually will crank up a week from tomorrow with the first 4 going on, but this evening you got the SoCon, the Southern Conference Championship game, and it's a good story no matter what. You've got 5 seed Furman taking on 6 seed Wofford. The top seed in Chattanooga was bounced in the semifinals by Furman in overtime, 80-77. Chattanooga, they had themselves a UAH transfer on that squad, and Jack Costel, who played quite a bit this year for the Mocs. I know it certainly wasn't the ending that Jack was hoping for, and certainly I was hoping to see Jack Costel dancing as well, but probably heading the NIT there as well. But it is championship evening, and you'll be able to hear that over on Talk Radio, WZZN. That's our HD.2 channel. Pregame starts here in about 23 minutes, 5:45 for those of you scoring at home, if you want to check out that. And then tomorrow, we've got the CAA Championship and the West Coast Conference, what has been dominated by some team named Gonzaga in the past. We'll see whether or not St. Mary's has made a big impact this year. We'll see what happens in the WCC championship game. Both of those games, by the way, tomorrow evening, also on Talk Radio, WZZN. So, because we'll be on over at the VBC for the Conference USA basketball tournament, because they are right here in our own backyard, and it's fun to have both the men and women to get a chance to go dancing. And it was a great atmosphere last year. Look forward to seeing day one tomorrow over at the VBC. There are still tickets and sessions still available if you'd like to check that out. 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. Bruce Pearl, why didn't you cut down those nets, Coach?
Well, we didn't cut nets down tonight, and we didn't have a celebration because, you know what? We lost the contest. We won the championship last Saturday. We celebrated some last Saturday in Kentucky, you know, as a team, as a family. And I was really proud of those guys. And you could saw when Tennessee hit that shot at the buzzer, our guys were all on the bus and they celebrated, right? Winning championships are things that you're going to celebrate your whole life. Never going to get taken away from you. But obviously that's a rear view mirror thing. Sure, I'll say 5 different teams in the last 8 years have won championships, 5 different teams. And so I'm very proud of that. And I would say over the last 8 years, Auburn basketball has won more games than anybody else in the SEC, won more championships in the SEC. This program, this team's done that. We're in postseason now. We're shifting gears to postseason. And postseason is all about step up. It's just all about step up. And you get seeded a little bit better, so you have a better chance to advance to the tournament, which you earned and we worked for. But it's time. It's what more. Janai Broom showed you step up tonight. All right. Grant Nelson showed you step up tonight. They get a couple more guys to step up like Grant did or Cliff did today. We get a couple more guys to step up. Obviously, our front line has to defend better. Our front line has to rebound better. And Cheney and Janai and Dylan have got to be able to defend better against the teams that we've gotten beaten by.
Bruce, this is a team that
is Bruce Pearl post game there for the Auburn Tigers on why they did not cut down the nets. I mean, this is just personal. My opinion is the kids work so hard for championships. They earned the right to cut down the nets. They earned. I realize they lost. They lost against Alabama, but
does anybody cut down the nets for the when the season?
For a regular season? Yeah. Absolutely. Happens all the time.
I didn't know that. I wasn't shocked they didn't cut down the nets. I mean, yeah.
I realize teams are.
Nobody stayed around to watch them. They were out of there pretty quick.
So that may play a factor as well. Well, how unruly were the fans?
Well, I mean, you know,
They
were. No, I didn't think they were. They were throwing towels. I mean, you know, in the student section.
And Bruce warned them. Bruce, like on Friday, Bruce was like, "Let's show some class." Although, you know how many people are really.
Well, I thought truthfully, I everybody was nice to me. I know that, and
pre-game or post-game?
And both. I mean, heck, I went to the Auburn baseball game after that. Went to the
Saw the upgrades over there.
It's beautiful, really. It's by far I'm not a big baseball guy. You know, I like to watch the World Series and then you know the College World Series. I'll watch a little bit of that, but you know, I always the interesting. The guy told me one time, he says, "I don't like baseball. I didn't like baseball when I grew up, and I was pretty good at it. But you know, when they say that a way to watch, you know, it's just not for me. And I get it. I mean, I'm the same way. I thought that put it pretty good. Now,
So Saturday, Old Dominion beat Auburn 11-9.
no, it was 9-2, and really, I was thinking in the fifth inning, I was thinking they're going to score 3 in this next inning. We'll get to go home right here. Didn't happen, and I thought it was it. We left before the end of the game and went to dinner, and I couldn't believe they lost that game.
They did bounce back and beat Old Dominion yesterday 7-3. Auburn does come up here at some point. I thought maybe I'm thinking about Alabama.
No. They come up here and they play at like Tennessee Martin or something like that.
I'm looking at their schedule.
Yeah, they play at Tennessee.
I know Alabama plays over at Toyota Field.
Auburn does too. They were talking about it. That's why the guys I were with are going to the game.
Oh, actually, it's coming up. You're right. March 11th. That's tomorrow over at, I was looking further down the list. It is UT Martin. You're spot on. 6 o'clock first pitch over at Toyota Field tomorrow. So a lot going on here in North Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always something to do here. That Huntsville Sports Commission, Mark Russell and them do an unbelievable job. And, you know, promoting sports here in the Huntsville area and all these different things they're doing Huntsville has become, there's a paddle for every ass every week, right? There's so much going on.
It really is.
I mean, and more to do downtown and they continue to pump that up. But now in Madison, same thing. There's a lot going on out there. So I was talking with somebody and I like to ride bikes now. I'm trying to rehab my knee, this or that, you know, and they go, "Where do you ride your bike? Isn't it dangerous?" I said, "Man, there's so many places to ride your bike and
a lot of greenways.
And they've done just an incredible job with those that really are floodplains, what they really are.
They really are.
But they take them and make them nice. And out at Hayes and Madison, there's several places.
There's a beautiful one down towards the river.
Oh, yeah, I've been on that one as well.
Yeah.
It is absolutely beautiful.
And that one goes a while.
It does. It was flooded. It goes all the way to the you can go all the way to
you can almost go to the racetrack.
Well, you can't go. Yeah, I go to the river. You can go to the river.
Yeah. But you go to the river and you turn left and you keep on going.
Yeah, but it was flooded last time I was.
Oh, okay.
Right when you go onto that the railroad track bridge, you know,
I know exactly
right there.
Yeah. Flooded.
Totally flooded.
Where it kind of crunches you in a little.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of beautiful places to ride around here, no doubt.
Conference USA basketball tournament cranks up tomorrow over at the VBC, and again, we'll be over there at the Von Braun Center. And I heard Middle Tennessee State has already sold out their allotment of tickets. Jack State has sold out their allotment of tickets as well. Men's and women's games will crank up first thing tomorrow morning, or actually tomorrow, I think around noon at the VBC. So just be on the lookout for that for two teams that will be heading to the big dance. 256-576-4977. The telephone number, 256-576-4977. The number to be a part of the program. One story that we mentioned, I think it was last week. These days are just kind of running together right now for me. Oklahoma, the University of Oklahoma's general manager, that's his listed title. University of Oklahoma general manager Jim Nagy, the contents of his deal has been released by the university. This from on3.com earlier today. He is set to make $750,000 this season, and his salary will increase by $100,000 annually over a 3-year span. And it is all guaranteed money as well. There is no buyout. Let me make sure I read that right. That he is not going anywhere. He is staying in Norman and helping, says in quotes, helping head coach Brent Venables, and also commented on the impact of Nagy's hire on the OU football program, did Venables, and said, quote, it's the work required to manage a roster, including contract negotiations, player evaluations, strategic planning, recruiting, retention, requires full-time focus and a set of skills that Jim has.
No question. I mean, basically, with them paying the players now, they're making decisions who's worth what, who's a steal. All of a sudden, it's a business. It's even a bigger business. And this is a whole new department, because they got it was interesting because I've never, really been, I always trusted Coach Saban so much.
Yeah.
With his player evaluations. And he's actually talking a little bit about that. So there are two of my nephews that are in this business. One at Georgia now.
That's right.
And one at the Senior Bowl. And now, he might be leaving now that Nagy left. But so it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. Has a lot of opportunities, though. So, but the inside of this, and then I had Wesley on the phone as well as my nephew talking about different things and how, we might offer a guy and we really don't want him. Just to throw people off. And then the other thing is we might offer him and just to help the kid. Because if we offer him, then and they think he can play and don't have any offers, somebody else is going to offer. Like if Georgia or Alabama or Ole Miss offers a guy, and then, they'll get some small offer and just to help the kid out. It's amazing all the things that go on, and it's and then and then unfortunately he said, we have to offer kids that we'll probably end up not taking, but we're keeping in reserve, because anyway, it's interesting how that all goes on now.
But this is the new position that more and more universities are taking a look at.
And not only that, they've built up the staff.
Yeah.
It's like the NFL staff. They actually have, GAs and then also other young guys that want to move up the ladder, teaching them how to evaluate film. And then they go to the next guy until they finally go to the guy that makes the decision to offer him. It's just so interesting. And then how much are they going to pay him? And that's, there you go. So it's very, very interesting how this has worked. And I expect it'll change to somebody else's model, whoever starts winning the most. And right now, it's going to be interesting to watch Ohio State because they did such a good job last year and had a lot of injuries and still won the national championship. But now they lost all their coaches.
I'm a little more focused on Georgia and how
you're a Georgia fan.
Well, no, I realize that, but and how they respond to, because a lot of people are focused on Kirby, believing he is still kind of the gold standard. I don't know if he's still the gold standard.
I would have to argue.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's heck, they were beaten by a not very good football team in the playoffs. Right? They didn't win the conference. But I mean, it's been a while since they won the national championship, right? The way they look at it, I mean, listen.
Well, it's been a little while for Alabama.
Well, there's no question.
2020 is a long time ago.
It really is, and I agree with that. I'm not arguing. I know it, but I think it's going to be a minute with the new rules.
Yeah,
and all that has to do, and then not being able to keep the players, then transferring out like they're doing now, especially with money being the main reason, and loyalty's gone totally out the window. It's going to be hard to do what Coach Saban did, and I would have guessed that Kirby wouldn't be the heir apparent. I don't think that it doesn't look like that to me now. I mean, first of all, they don't have the players they had.
That's
it doesn't seem to me that.
I heard him last year mention about especially how thin they were on O-line and D-line.
Yeah, and that's how you win championships. Those are the guys that win it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and look at all the ones Alabama had, and then you look at Georgia, the ones they had when they won 2 in a row and almost 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they needed all of that.
Yeah, and you look at the 2 years they did win it, those guys are all playing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
You go watch them.
Yeah.
And they're killing them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all spread out through the league. And you watch the defensive line last year for Georgia. It's not the same.
It really isn't.
No, it's not close, I don't think. Now, they're developing. Kirby's still developing, but they'll stay. That's the other thing. I mean, same with Alabama. There's 2 or 3 guys that left there that could really play. But now, to me, it takes this guy to get his guys, get his. I mean, I hear that the discipline is getting tougher and tougher down there. They realized they had a problem last year, and I'm hoping to see that improve as well.
Let's go ahead and take our final time out. Let's talk to a man who's dancing. He might literally be dancing, even right now. Lenny Acuff, head man in charge at Lipscomb, joins us next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm here to tell you it's truck month. No payments for 90 days on 24 and 25 models of F-150, Ranger, Maverick, Super Duty, and Lightning. We've got over 220 F-150s for you to choose from with generous finance rates and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 48 years in a row. Great deals on Bronco, Bronco Sport, Expedition, and Explorer 2. Come check those out. But right now at Woody Anderson Ford, you can drive a 2024 F-150 XLT Hybrid for as little as $339 a month. $339 for an F-150. That's a 36-month lease with 6448 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. This offer ends 3/31/25. Call us at 539-9441 for complete details. Over 220 F-150s and nearly 50 Rangers and Maverick pickups to choose from, all with great sales incentives and 0 payments for 90 days. Woody Anderson Ford, we hope to see you soon.
Triad Properties Corporation is a multidisciplined real estate investment and operating company, offering acquisition, development, equity and debt financing, asset and property management, and more. Jim Kaplan is the principal broker for Triad Properties, and over his 25 years as a real estate broker, he's handled all facets of commercial real estate. Whatever your commercial real estate needs, Jim Kaplan and Triad can help. Call or text Jim Kaplan at 256-508-6666 or log on to triadproperties.com. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Are you ready to be part of something bigger? Here at Qualys, we don't just support our national security and space programs. We fuel them with cutting-edge technology. From defending our nation to pushing the boundaries of space, Qualys is where innovation meets impact. Join a team driven by purpose, powered by critical technologies, and committed to making a difference. Your skills, your passion, our mission, where your career and your future takes flight. Apply now at qualys-corp.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad night across North Alabama, Southern and Middle Tennessee Tuesday morning. Looks like many of us are going to start the day in the upper 30s and lower 40s. That's okay because we're going to do a really good job at warming up Tuesday afternoon. We get to enjoy plenty of sunshine and temperatures have absolutely no problems climbing into the lower 70s. We cool off into the upper 30s, lower 40s as we head into the overnight. But then once again, temperatures are going to climb into the 70s across the Tennessee Valley. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
There's the phone and no one to answer.
256-576-4977.
And as a result, we got many, many phone calls and letters.
Give us a call on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline today. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Winding things down here at Baumhower's Victory Grill, walking you up to Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show. As we get ready for the SEC men's basketball tournament, we'll have full coverage beginning on Wednesday. But there's one team already dancing. That is Lipscomb. As Lipscomb downs UNA yesterday, 76-65 is that final score. And their head coach is kind enough to join us right now, and Lenny Acuff. Coach, congratulations.
No, thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me. Hope you're doing well.
Absolutely. Tell me, honestly, the semifinal game against Queens, that looked, whew, walk me through that one before you even get to the finals for me, Coach.
Well, we've been fortunate, Steve. You're actually a part of several opportunities we had to win tournaments at UAH, and I know this. We never won one there, and we sure didn't win yesterday without some good fortune. I mean, there's usually one game you just have to I don't know how we're going to do it. We're just going to figure it out. And we were very fortunate against Queens. We were down 10 with 7 minutes to go, and I mean, we were down for the 9 count, and but we came back and hit back-to-back threes and got it back to 4 pretty quick, and we just kind of hung in there. And they had a chance to score to win the game, and in regulation they missed 2 shots, and so we got it to overtime. And then yesterday was just a really, really hard game. It was a great college basketball game. Hats off to North Alabama. Tony's done a great job over there, Coach Pujols, and they had an incredible team, and they brought a huge crowd to Nashville, and it was a big time environment, and really thankful we're able to win the game.
Joe Anderson, tell me what you've seen out of his development. He was named MVP All-Tournament team there for you at Lipscomb. Tell me a little bit more about Joe. It was fun to see him when we got a chance to call that game against Central Arkansas.
Yeah, Joe's a fantastic young man, and in the last month of the season, he's playing as good a basketball as anybody in this league. I mean, his numbers in the tournament at 28, 25, and 23. I mean, he's really played at a high level, and honestly, he really, really made play after play yesterday down the stretch. I mean, it was a 1 or 2 point game going at the last media, and he made at least 2 threes, maybe 3. That just, I know we got down 3 at one time, 46-43, and he had a 4-point play, and then, I mean, he just made plays, and you're not going to win at this time of year unless you have somebody just step forward that just goes and gets you a basket, because against North Alabama, it's hard to get one good shot, let alone 30 or 40 during the course of the game. And he was fantastic.
So winning it yesterday, and now you've got a long layoff here, Coach. Tell me how you're attacking this week, because Selection Sunday is on Sunday. How does this week look for you in terms of scheduling out the week?
Yeah, well, the first thing is we're taking 2 days off. We took off today and we'll take off tomorrow. I mean, Steve, we have been playing a lot of high pressure basketball. You know, you understand baseball. They say those high pressure innings, they're like 2 or 3 innings. And that we lost at Eastern Kentucky about 3 weeks ago. And we knew we pretty much had to win out to be able to get the home number 1 seed after that. And so we won 11 out of 12, but every game has been almost a must win. And so we're going to get a couple of days off. We'll start back practice on Wednesday, and we'll kind of ease into it. We've got an older team that really needs this rest. I mean, we start 4 fifth-year seniors, and so we've got a bunch of guys that, you know, they're pretty banged up and beat up. And so this just be and honestly, the last 25, 26 hours have just been overwhelming. You know, I think we all just need to recalibrate these next 2 days and just kind of get our legs back under us. And then, you know, we'll practice Wednesday, Thursday. We'll probably take off Friday, practice Saturday, Sunday, and then find out where we're going.
Wow. I mean, in terms of how you attack those practices, how physical would those practices be, Coach?
Very, very little. Very, very little. You know, we're only playing 7 guys right now, Steve, and we just can't afford to get anybody hurt. I mean, we just can't. And, you know, you have to try to marry, you know, getting good live reps, but also making sure that you're smart. I mean, the last thing we need is somebody to, you know, roll an ankle or have something happen in practice. And then if that happens, we would have no chance. I mean, obviously, whoever we play in the tournament is going to be a top 20 team in the country. And so you're going to have to really be at your best to win the game. And you better have every one of your dudes ready to go.
Well, I did notice a large contingent of former Chargers up there that posted some pictures. How neat was that to see a large contingent there for former UAH folks up there?
Well, you know, Steve, the only reason that I've been afforded the opportunities I have is because of the people that have been around me, you know, the guys that have been my assistant coaches, and then most importantly, the players. And, you know, there was a lot of those guys here yesterday, and there were a lot of tears when it was over, and just, you know, they've been a part of this journey. And, you know, and somebody said, well, what's, you know, you're going to the Division I tournament now, or you've got a team going to the Division I tournament. I promise you, the 11 NCAA tournaments we went to at Huntsville meant every bit as much to me, because that was a big deal to everybody there and those kids. I mean, like they're just unbelievable kids, and you know they're living in Huntsville, and they're amazing. And the fact that they came up yesterday meant a ton to this old coach. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you, at least this broadcaster would have been up there had I not had a game. But I did take a moment. I will tell you, Coach, it was right before I believe the game tipped off, when it was under a minute and you guys were up, I think, by at least 8. And just I was soaking it in too, Coach. I was really happy for you, Coach.
Well, that's nice you say, and you know what you mean to me. And it was so much fun to do all those games with you, and I'm really, really happy for those guys at UAH, man. What a job they've done. And, you know, Mick has been incredible, and the year those kids have had, I mean, just good for them. And I think they've got a great chance to win the whole thing. And then, you know, Tommy Murr played for me for 3 years, and I'm so happy for him, man. What a great, great human being, young man and player. And so, you know, good for them. And UAH basketball is a special deal there in Huntsville, and it means a lot to a lot of people. And I'm just thankful for the time I was there.
Well, I also want to shout out Will Acuff, who's part of the Montevallo staff. And that was a heck of a game against Valdosta, but they're dancing as well. And I know that's an awfully big deal to you and your family as well.
It is. It's such a thrill. You know, I mean, I'm so proud and happy for Anthony and the job he's done as the head coach there. And, you know, Will being there, this in his first year, they're going to the NCAA tournament. I don't know how many people yesterday in coaching had was able to get to the NCAA Division I tournament, and their son got a bid to the D2 tournament. So that was a good day for the A-Cuffs for sure.
No question about that. I mean, that's gosh, it's quite the journey there. And then this is also, 3 straight years of at least 20 wins. So you're getting that engine is starting to crank up there in Nashville for you, Coach.
Yeah, it's a good situation, Steve. I mean, you were up here and you got to see our facilities and our campus and the part of town we're in. I mean, it's a very nice situation. And, you know, we have an administration that's committed to it, and they want us to do well. And, you know, but the cruel part at this level is just the conference tournament. It's oh my goodness. I mean, you know, as good a year as we've had, I mean, that was our 25th win yesterday. If we don't win yesterday, that narrative is going to be we had a disappointing season, which is so unfair. And, you know, I think that's the hard part, you know, being in a one-bid league. You know, most of the times at UAH when we went to the conference tournament, we sure wanted to win and tried like crazy to win, but we were usually already in the NCAA tournament. And so, but here you can win 27, 28 games. And if you don't win the conference tournament, you're not going. And so it makes it difficult, but I'm proud of our consistency. I've really been fortunate to have a great staff that do a fantastic job. And, you know, yesterday was a special day for our school. I mean, the environment in here, it was sold out, over 5,000 people. There was probably another 500 standing up top. And, I mean, it was really, really a neat thing to be a part of, and something I'll remember forever.
Well, something I'll never forget is the first conference tournament win there in Tupelo against Ouachita. Yep. I know I'm taking you back, but it took a minute for us to get that engine cranking even in that regard. But I just how special this is kind of my point, Coach.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny, you know, Steve, I mean, you know, we had good teams there, and it was my 6th year there before we won a conference tournament game.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's hard to win one. And back in those days, the Gulf South had 2 sides, so you basically were playing a top 14 from the other side. But anyhow, you know, Will Gardner was here yesterday, who played on that team, and he was, if you remember, well, I mean, some things I can't remember what day it is half the time, but I remember this is it was a tie game, and Ouachita called timeout that they didn't have, and Will Gardner walked up, made 2 free throws, and we won.
That's right.
And I mean, that's like we won the national championship. And so, yeah, you know, it was a neat thing, and it was great to see Will and his kids up here yesterday, like a lot of those other guys that were there.
It's amazing what you can. I'm telling you, because I've got that memory too, Coach. That is that's pretty special, and this is pretty special.
I can't fight, but I lose my keys and my phone everywhere I go. I mean, it's the hardest thing I've ever seen. But you asked me what out of bounds play we ran back in 1994. I could maybe tell you, you know. So that means you've got a warped mind.
Yeah, my wife says the same thing. She says you can remember every play you ever played in, and can't remember what we did yesterday.
Heck yeah, you know what it is. I mean, there's just some things. It's just the way we're wired. And so yeah, but you know that's the thing. You know that when you do this, you just want to have memories and you want to have stories, and you know that's when I'm so appreciative of those young men that came up yesterday from Huntsville, and then like this group of guys I have. Like these are UAH kind of kids that we have. I mean, like these dudes are real. I mean, like they're tough and they love ball and they are selfless and they're the kind of kids. I mean, I was pulling for them so hard yesterday, and I'm telling you now, you go in that locker room, whatever, and every kid in there's crying. I mean, that's a special thing now, Wes. You know that when you're a part of a team and get to experience something like that you don't get. There's nothing on this earth that replicates that.
Coach, I can't thank you enough for carving out some time for us. It's enjoy the journey, and I'll there's no doubt wherever you land, I'll be rooting hard for Lipscomb, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll be rooting hard for Lipscomb too, and I'll be rooting hard for Montevallo and UAH this weekend. Man, you getting another nice trip, Steve. I think the bracket I saw today, I think it looks like we may go to Seattle or Denver. I wish we were going to Fort Lauderdale. I'd like to do that for a week.
Well, then you take a look at the bracket itself, and there's at least 3 nationally ranked teams in one pod. This is going to be quite the journey.
Yeah, well, that's what it's hard. It's supposed to be hard at this time of year, right? Everybody, you're playing's good. That's what makes it fun. That's what gets you up every morning. I told our guys yesterday, if you have to have an alarm to get up today, you got a problem.
So, Coach, what do you think about the state of basketball right now? Do you like where everything is? What could be better, in your opinion?
Yeah. Well, it's tough, Wes. It's a different world that we're in. We're real fortunate. We had 3 kids that came back that could have went in the portal and made a lot of money. And it's a very, very. There's going to have to be some guardrails put up. There's just going to have to be. And I'm really tickled these kids have a chance to make money, and good for them, and they need to go do it. But that being said, there's got to be, when like I do, there's nowhere on earth that you can go and just leave whenever you want. I mean, if I was to leave here tomorrow, there's a significant buyout for that, and somebody's paying it. And so until there becomes some type of contractual agreement that's binding on both sides, like that's what you're going to have to do, because it's just a wild, wild west. And then, obviously all of us love football and Alabama football and Auburn football, but what you're doing too, what's going on is totally unsustainable. I mean, people that are wealthy aren't wealthy because they give away all their money. I mean, that's not the way it works. I mean, the same people that are building the buildings, they can't be paying the kids too. I mean, there's going to have to be some guardrails, and we're kind of building the plane as we fly it, and I'm not sure that's healthy.
That is a great analysis. We're building the plane as we fly it, but it's not like they have a choice at this point, right?
No, and the thing is, the NCAA is, and I've been on a lot of committees with the NCAA. The NCAA's dropped the ball on a lot of things, but like right now, they have no chance on anything, because anytime they try to rule on something, they just get taken to court and they lose.
Yeah.
And so I think at the end of the day, Congress is going to have to get involved, and I think that this House settlement that's supposed to be announced, I think it's the day of the national championship game. I think that's the first step, but it's just a different world. I think, unfortunately, that you're probably going to start seeing some separation. Like, I don't know how much longer some schools can compete at that level. I mean, it's just, you just can't from a financial standpoint. And guys, here's the thing on the deal. When you really have good teams and win a lot of games when you got the best players.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just reality. And I mean, Ohio State won the national championship this year, and I know they do a great job with their team, but they had the best players. But they had the best. I mean, think about the guys they got from Alabama.
Yeah.
It's just not a level playing field, and so, but things need to change. But I'll say this: as far as the state of basketball, when you talk about Alabama, how about that state right now? Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah.
I mean, Troy's playing tonight to go to the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
Knoxville State is coming to Huntsville this week with a chance to win Conference USA. Look what UAH and Moulton are doing, and that's not to say anything about what Alabama and Auburn are saying. Wow. I think there's a chance both of them to be there in the national championship game.
Coach, we can't thank you enough for the time, and go Lipscomb. Right, I'll be rooting hard for you.
All right.
Good luck.
You guys. See you, Wes. Thank you, buddy. Okay.
Hey, Coach, starts right now.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Ford, get the job done right in a Ford F-150, the smartest F-150 ever. Raise your game and visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and buy. McMurray Van, rent local with McMurray Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. Now, live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Welcome to Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance, auto, home, life, business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. AlphaInsurance.com. Glad to have you with